Here's what nobody tells you about going viral on YouTube. It might be the very thing that breaks your channel if you are not ready. And look, I'm not gonna sit here and lie like I ain't chased two, because I did. The one video that blows up, that magic moment where your views jump from 100 views to 100,000 views overnight, I had 3 of those now. And I can tell you, it hits different. The dopamine rush you feel when you see those numbers go up and they keep going up, the addiction you get from refreshing the YouTube Studio app, look, I get it. You'll be checking that app so frequently, it's gonna feel like a slot machine. You're refreshing every single hour, and every single comment that you get feels like a little boost of energy. You're getting subscribers, you're getting love, you're getting that realization that you might have just made it. And in that moment, you don't feel validated, you feel almost obligated. Like you gotta double down, you gotta post another one, you gotta ride this wave while it's still hot. And that right there, that is the trap. Because no one tells you that going viral is a trap door and you will fall through it fast. And the real question becomes, did you build anything to catch yourself on the way down? For me, I didn't. Not the first time, not the second time, and not the third time. I had no email list, I had no offers, I had no real backend. And the momentum I had was real, but I had no infrastructure to hold it. And that's when I learned that YouTube is not just a platform, it is a whole business. And going viral is not the finish line. So in this video, I'm gonna break it all down for you. What actually happens when you go viral, why it feels amazing but leaves you exposed, and the things that I wish I had in place before it even happened. Because if you don't build with intention, you're gonna end up making content you don't even care about, for people you don't even relate to, all because one video went viral and it threw you into a storm that you was not ready for. Going viral feels like a big win, but no one prepares you for the obsession that kicks in right after. The moment that video starts to pop off, it's gonna do something to your brain. You don't even realize it at first. You're gonna tell yourself, let me just open up the app to see the numbers real quick, and then you're gonna do it again an hour later, then you're gonna do it again 30 minutes later, again and again and again. And before you know it, you're not making videos anymore, you're just chasing metrics. And that's the crazy part is, that's gonna feel productive for you. That's the dangerous part. You tell yourself that you're just checking to see how the video's doing, but what you're actually doing is feeding that part of your brain that craves validation. Now here's what really caught me off guard. The more my video went up, the more anxious I felt, like just thinking about what I should post next, will the next one hit the same, what if this was a fluke, what if I can't top it? That dopamine turns into something totally different real quick. You stop creating from curiosity and start reacting from fear, and that is where most people fall into the trap. They try to replicate their most viral video, they post more of the same content, not because they love it, but because they think they have to. That's the problem. Here's what I learned. Going viral does not just test your channel, it tests your identity. It makes you question your voice, your taste, your process. It tricks you into thinking growth equals alignments, and it doesn't. Because sometimes going viral actually pulls you away from the very content that you wanted to make in the first place. You think a viral video is gonna change everything. The money, the brand deals, the respect, the validation you want as a creator. But here's the truth. Going viral gives you exposure, not infrastructure. Views does not mean your backend is set up. It does not mean your calendar is full. And it does not mean brands are gonna be ready to wire you money. It doesn't even mean you got money in that account. When my first video hit, I had nothing in place. No newsletter, no product, literally nothing. A couple of brands reached out, but I didn't really know what to do with the opportunity because I wasn't ready. So the momentum came, and then it left. Because if you can't capture that energy that going viral brings, it's going to slip right through your hands. And people don't really talk about this part. That moment where you're getting all this new attention, all these new eyeballs, and you realize you're not ready to hold it. This is when it starts to feel like a missed opportunity. Not because you didn't go viral, but because you didn't know how to convert that intention into something that lasts. If I'm being honest, that's when I realized I didn't really have a business yet. I had a channel, I had a voice, I had ideas, but I had no clear path from attention to action. I had no systems, no strategy, and that's the big difference. A viral video does not make you a successful creator. So many creators spend years trying to get that one breakout video, but they never ask, if this video pops out today, what would I actually do with all that attention? Would you have a way to nurture that new audience? Would you be able to direct them to something that's meaningful? Would you even know what to create next? That's going to be the scary part, I'm telling you. Going viral brings you a flood of new people, more comments, more subscribers, more eyes than you ever had. But here's the problem that nobody warns you about. You do not get to choose who shows up. The algorithm is going to show that to the world, and whoever bites is going to bite. And if you haven't clearly defined the type of person you actually want to watch your videos, you're going to wake up with an audience you don't connect with, and you're going to be forced to make content that you don't even want to make. Going viral makes you visible, but it also puts pressure on your identity. If you've been performing or trying to copy what's working, this is the part where it's going to crack, because now there's an expectation. And if that version of you was a mask, you have to decide if you're gonna double down on the act or you're gonna pivot and risk losing them. That is a tough decision to make. That's a tough moment. And crazy enough, that's where most creators start burning out, trying to sustain a version of themselves they never wanted to be, okay? When you know who you're talking to and what you stand for, going viral doesn't throw you off. It just reinforces your direction. You're not gonna get stuck chasing an audience, you're gonna lead them. And that's where your systems actually protect your voice, not dilute it. When you have a clear offer, a way to connect, and ownership over your audience, you're not desperately chasing every trend or copying what's working for others. You can create from the core because you're not dependent on the algorithm. The most unique creators I know aren't the most talented. They're the ones who built the systems that gave them permission to be themselves. That is the key. If you haven't had that conversation with yourself yet about who your content is for, what you're willing to post long term, a viral video will drag that decision to your feet fast. Views alone do not build a brand. And if you're not ready to catch the attention that's coming, you're going to end up fumbling a moment that could have changed everything. So let me just be straight up with you. Here's exactly what I wish I had set up before I had any video reach 100,000 views. 1, a simple offer. I'm not even talking about a full-blown course or a service, just something for people to take the next step. A lead magnet, a Notion template, a short guide, anything that says, hey, if this resonates with you and you want to go deeper, click this link. Because the worst feeling is having somebody email you asking something like, do you offer coaching or where can I learn more? And you have nothing to send them. And another one is a way to own the audience. All those views, all subscribers, they belong to YouTube, not you. If I had a newsletter set up sooner, just a basic opt-in, I could have turned that spike of attention into something that lasts a long time. Something I can build trust with, sell through, show up consistently in, but I didn't. So when the views slowed down, I had literally no way to reach the people who once cared. This is the stuff that nobody preps you for, but it makes all the difference because when that video hits, you don't just rise to the occasion, you fall to the levels of your systems. And my systems were non-existent. I had the content, I had the voice, I had the consistency, but I didn't have the capture. That's what separates creators who have momentum, who keep momentum, from those who disappear after one breakout video. That is the big difference. At some point you realize chasing views isn't the move anymore. You can't build something meaningful when your strategy is just, I hope this next video blows up, because going viral is unpredictable. And the thing is, it's never about getting lucky or about timing. It's about systems. The creators who start seeing results aren't just getting lucky, they're building differently from day one. So if you want to build something real, you have to shift your goal from how do I get more people to see me to what do I want to do with their attention when they show up. That shift is going to change everything. For me, the question became, what systems can I build once that keep working even when I'm not posting? That's leverage. I'm not hustling for every click. I'm not crossing my fingers on every upload. Leverage is building the thing that works after the video goes live. If the email goes out automatically, the freebie that turns subs into clients, the content library that keeps pulling in leads 6 months later, that's real leverage. Most people think that the answer is just to post more videos, more reels, more effort, but that mindset burns you out fast because every time you hit upload, you're back at 1 if you do not build something underneath it. I 100% want people to watch my content and feel something, sure. But more importantly, I want them to do something. Click a link, join a list, start a conversation, not just scroll past it and forget it. That's how you build a real creator business. Not by going viral again and again and again, but by designing a system that turns your spikes into structure. So if you had your first viral moment or it's coming soon, don't just look at the numbers. Ask yourself, if 100,000 people found me today, what would I want them to see next? What are the next steps? What's the things that's turning momentum into meaning? That's the part that nobody teaches. But that's the part that makes the big difference.